A police investigation is targeting your neighborhood. What they're after will terrify you. Archangel Michael says, a shadow has entered the quiet corners of your neighborhood, and the silence you thought was safety is no longer what it seems. The air carries a charge, a heaviness that warns of something deeper than ordinary trouble. Hidden eyes are watching, and the streets you walk are no longer as innocent as they once appeared. Law enforcement has not chosen your neighborhood by accident. Their footsteps echo with urgency, and their vehicles line the streets with purpose that no one dares to openly challenge. Something has been discovered, something that carries the weight of fear and secrecy, and it is pulling everything into its gravity. What they are after is not a person who has simply made mistakes. It is an operation, an energy, a web that has been growing unnoticed, feeding on shadows while everyone else carried on with daily life. The truth is closer than you think, and its revelation will not come softly, it will crash like a storm, unstoppable and undeniable. This is not just about crime. This is about forces that thrive in the dark, forces that wear familiar faces by day yet live different lives by night. The police are after something that threatens more than the safety of a single household, it threatens the very balance of the community. Type Amen to claim blessing 333. Their investigation has already uncovered whispers that spread from one street to another. Papers have been collected, names are being written down, and doors are soon to be knocked upon. The sound of their silence before entry is louder than any siren, because it carries the weight of revelation. Neighbors who thought they were safe are now turning on lights earlier, locking doors tighter, and glancing out windows with unease. The officers are not chasing rumors, they are chasing facts that cut sharp and deep. What they seek will expose something no one thought could ever exist here. It begins in the smallest of details, the strange comings and goings late at night, the unfamiliar cars parked for hours without movement, the flickers of light in places that should be dark. These signs seemed harmless until placed together, until someone began to connect the dots. The police know more than they are saying, and their silence speaks volumes. Archangel Michael says, the veil is thin, and nothing hidden will remain hidden for long. Those who have tried to mask their actions with lies and disguises will soon be stripped of their cover. The weight of truth is falling upon your neighborhood like a sword of light. Type Amen to claim blessing 111. Already, there are people trembling within their own walls, aware that the knock on the door may not be far. Files are being cross-checked, evidence sorted, and names passed from one authority to another. It is not a game, nor a random sweep, it is a precise mission with a target already marked. The quiet streets will not remain quiet for long. Soon, engines will roar, radios will crackle, and voices will command with authority that cannot be ignored. The neighbors who once waved casually in the morning will soon speak in hushed tones about what has been uncovered. This is no ordinary crime. It is not theft, nor a minor dispute, it is something that runs deeper, darker, and more coordinated. Those who thought they could escape unseen are now finding their shadows have betrayed them. And within all this, there is a divine hand moving. The exposure is not by chance, it is a necessary tearing apart of what was corrupt and dangerous. Light is descending into the cracks of your neighborhood, and truth is forcing its way into every hidden place. Type Amen to receive blessing 444. The police are not just looking for evidence, they are dismantling something larger than most realize. Networks that stretched silently through your area are unraveling, thread by thread, until the entire web collapses. The signs were there, but no one wanted to see them until now. Those who watched the streets will remember the late-night arguments muffled behind closed curtains. They will recall the strangers who moved through alleys like shadows without leaving traces. They will remember the unease that was brushed aside as paranoia, when in truth it was warning. Every movement now is being tracked, every transaction examined, and every unexplained action is being documented. No one can escape the tightening grip of law once it has closed around its prey. The closer they get, the more restless the atmosphere becomes. Archangel Michael says, "Strength is needed for those who stand in innocence." Do not let fear grip you, for fear is the tool of those who wish to hide. Instead, stand under the protection of light, because light alone will separate the guilty from the innocent. Type Amen to get blessing 222. What is coming will terrify those who have something to hide. The truth will not whisper, it will thunder across every wall, across every heart, across every hidden story. Those who lived two lives will no longer have the safety of their disguise. The investigation will leave no stone unturned. Garages, basements, locked boxes, and sealed files will all be broken open. What comes out will not only shake the guilty but will leave neighbors speechless. The ground beneath your feet holds secrets that are now surfacing. The officers know what they are seeking, and their every move is focused on uncovering it. No distraction can divert them, no trick can outsmart them. There is urgency in the air, urgency that comes when time is short and consequences are about to fall. The darkness cannot hold on much longer, for the hand of authority is upon it. The neighborhood you thought you knew is about to be reshaped by revelation. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The investigation has already begun to stir fear in the hearts of those who know their secrets are fragile. The silence of the police is not a sign of weakness but of calculation, and every moment of waiting is another layer of pressure on the guilty. They are moving like hunters, drawing closer without warning, and the tension grows heavier each night. Neighbors whisper behind drawn curtains, unsure of who is involved and who is not. Some have noticed the unusual movement of plain cars, parked strategically as though watching and listening. Every glance exchanged carries hidden meaning, every shadow is seen as a sign, and nothing feels ordinary anymore. The sense of safety that once covered your neighborhood is dissolving. A thin veil of trust is being ripped apart, and soon everyone will see the truth for what it is. This is not simply an investigation, it is a cleansing, a removal of the darkness that has been festering unseen. Archangel Michael says, "The weight of truth is falling like fire, and those who walk in light shall not be consumed." The guilty, however, cannot escape what is already unfolding, for justice is knocking on their doors with unstoppable force. This is the time of unveiling, and nothing will stop it. Type Amen to receive blessing 999. The officers know that what they are seeking is not just an individual, it is a hidden network tied to dangerous roots. These roots spread silently, touching households, gathering strength in the dark, but now their grip is being severed. The light of authority has found the cracks, and through those cracks, exposure is flooding in. What terrifies many is the unknown. People do not yet know what exactly the police are after, but they can sense its gravity by the sheer urgency of their actions. Something more dangerous than anyone expected has been lying close by, and its time in hiding is over. Already, quiet meetings are being held in secret, where those involved try desperately to cover their tracks. But every move they make, every hurried conversation, is being noticed and recorded. The more they scramble, the closer they come to revealing themselves. You can feel the shift in the air when the truth is on its way. It presses against your skin, it unsettles your rest, and it makes your spirit restless. That is the energy now flooding through your neighborhood, because exposure is near. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The storm does not announce its full force until it is already breaking upon you. That is the kind of storm approaching now, one of truth, justice, and exposure. Every whisper of secrecy is about to be drowned out by the undeniable roar of revelation. Some neighbors already sense who the guilty ones might be. Their instincts, once ignored, are now resurfacing, and the puzzle pieces fit together too perfectly to be coincidence. The officers are simply confirming what has been whispered for months, perhaps even years. Law enforcement moves with precision, and every step is calculated to bring the guilty into the light. They do not reveal their full hand, but when they strike, it will be swift and undeniable. No mask will survive, no lie will remain intact. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let fear weaken you, for this is not a storm meant to destroy you but to shield you." The neighborhood is being purified of hidden dangers, and the righteous will rise stronger after the shadows are cleared. The hand of justice is moving by divine design. Type Amen to claim blessing 3333. Those who are guilty already feel the walls closing in around them. They know their time of pretending is nearly over, and their restless hearts betray them even in silence. Fear is their companion now, for they sense what is about to descend. The police are after something that will terrify the community when revealed. It is not a small crime, nor a single mistake, it is a matter so deep, so heavy, that its exposure will send shockwaves through every home. This is why their presence lingers and their silence is unbroken. Every hour, they grow closer to unlocking the hidden truth. Every report adds weight, every witness adds clarity, and every document adds another nail in the coffin of the guilty. The net has been cast, and nothing within it will escape. Your neighborhood stands at the edge of revelation. What comes next will shake people to their core, but it is a shaking that must happen. Only by exposing darkness can the light fully claim its ground. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The streets are holding their breath, as though the very ground knows what is about to unfold. The presence of law enforcement has shifted the balance, and everyone feels the weight of the unspoken truth pressing in. The stillness before the storm is almost unbearable, and those who know they are guilty cannot rest. Some homes carry fear in silence, while others act as if nothing unusual is happening. Yet, beneath the surface, hearts are racing, conversations are tense, and eyes are sharp with worry. No one can escape the energy that hangs over the neighborhood, because it seeps into every corner like a shadow. The officers who patrol are not wasting time. Their silence is not emptiness, it is power. It is the kind of silence that builds anticipation, silence that makes those who are guilty sweat and tremble in the secrecy of their own rooms. Archangel Michael says, "Light is drawing closer, and its brilliance will uncover every hidden deed." Those who thought darkness would protect them will see their safety vanish in an instant. This is the moment where justice steps into the very streets you walk. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The closer the police move, the stronger the atmosphere becomes. There is no escape for those who have buried secrets, because the ground itself seems to betray them. What they tried to bury deep is already rising to the surface with unstoppable force. Innocent families peer through blinds, watching every car that passes and every officer who pauses near a house. They do not know when the strike will come, but they know it is coming soon. The unease spreads like wildfire, and no home is untouched by the tension. Those who are guilty can hear their own thoughts louder than ever. The sound of their heartbeat feels like thunder, every knock at the door makes them freeze, and every step outside feels like the last step before exposure. Their inner panic betrays them before any officer even arrives. The investigation is relentless. It is not moved by sympathy, not delayed by excuses, and not softened by false appearances. What is hidden will be brought out, and those who tried to live two lives will lose both. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. Already, hidden evidence is being gathered. Phone records, unexplained movements, financial trails, all of it is pointing toward the guilty with undeniable clarity. No one can erase what has already been recorded in silence. The night holds even more unease than the day. When darkness falls, guilty souls do not find rest, because the silence of midnight is broken by the weight of their own fear. They sense the unseen footsteps approaching, drawing closer each hour. The police have marked their targets, and soon those names will be called. Some will deny, some will plead, but none will escape. The strength of authority has already sealed their fate. Archangel Michael says, "For the innocent, this is not a time of fear but of protection." The hand of light shields those who walk with truth, and no storm can remove the foundation of the righteous. Justice is for the guilty, but safety is for the faithful. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. The neighborhood is no longer the same. Conversations are hushed, trust is fragile, and every sound in the night feels like a signal. What was once ordinary has now become extraordinary under the pressure of exposure. Some neighbors act surprised, but deep down, they knew something was not right. The strange movements, the unusual silence, the unexplained wealth, all of it was in plain sight, but no one wanted to believe it. Now, denial is no longer an option. The police are not after rumors, they are after truth. And truth is heavier than rumor, it leaves no space to hide, no excuse to escape. Once it is revealed, the world cannot return to the way it was before. The guilty are already crumbling under the weight of what is coming. Fear is their prison now, and soon the doors of real prisons will close upon them. Their time of hiding is over. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. The hours tick by slowly, yet the tension only grows sharper with every passing moment. The neighborhood feels like a stage set for a revelation that no one can delay. Every shadow, every sound, every glance feels heavier, as though carrying a secret too great to hide. Those who are guilty know the weight of their actions is about to collapse upon them. Their nerves betray them, sweaty palms, sleepless nights, constant glances over their shoulders. They are trapped by their own deeds, and no mask of normalcy can save them now. Innocent families, meanwhile, carry the burden of unease. They wonder how close the corruption has been, how near the danger has lived, and how blind everyone has been until now. Their hearts beat with both fear and anticipation, waiting for the moment when everything is revealed. Archangel Michael says, "The sword of light is descending, and it cuts with perfect justice. It spares no lie, it exposes no half-truth, and it tears apart the veil of secrecy." The storm of exposure is already upon your neighborhood, and its thunder cannot be silenced. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The officers move without unnecessary words, because their mission does not require announcements. Their eyes see beyond the surface, and their footsteps are guided toward the very core of corruption. The guilty may think they still have time, but time is already against them. Each night, unmarked cars remain positioned in silence, watching patterns, noting movements. Every phone call, every unusual exchange, every suspicious delivery is recorded and traced. The net grows tighter, and the guilty find fewer ways to move. The neighborhood that once seemed so safe now feels like a web closing in. But for the innocent, this is not a web of danger, it is a net of protection. Those who have lived rightly will be preserved, while those who thrived in secrecy will fall. You can almost feel the breaking point coming. The energy in the air thickens, the silence before action grows unbearable, and everyone knows the next step will be undeniable. The truth is about to burst open like a locked door shattered by force. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. Some who are guilty have already started to betray themselves. Their sudden changes in routine, their unusual nervousness, their desperate attempts to appear calm are all being noticed. Even neighbors who once ignored the signs are now watching with sharper eyes. The police have enough to act, but they wait, because patience makes the capture complete. Every day of waiting brings another layer of evidence, another link in the chain, another certainty that cannot be challenged. When they move, their case will be unshakable. And this is what terrifies the guilty most, not knowing when the moment will strike. Their sleep is restless, their food tastes bitter, and their every thought circles back to the same conclusion: the knock is coming. And when it comes, there will be no escape. Archangel Michael says, "Fear not, child, for justice may shake the ground, but it will not uproot the righteous." The same storm that strikes down the corrupt will shield those who are innocent. The power of light is with those who walk truthfully. Type Amen to get blessing 7777. The tension spreads through the community like wildfire. People speak less, observe more, and carry themselves carefully. Suspicion has replaced small talk, and every eye searches for signs of truth. Children are kept closer to home, doors are locked earlier, and routines are shifted to avoid uncertainty. Even the animals sense the change, barking more often at unseen presences, pacing restlessly as if aware of what is near. The air itself feels charged, like before a lightning strike. Behind closed doors, the guilty plot, but their plotting is futile. Every plan they make is already undone by the strength of the investigation. Every secret they guard is already known by those who pursue them. The time of pretending is over. The neighborhood stands on the edge of exposure, and soon, all that is hidden will be laid bare. The streets will no longer carry silence, they will echo with the sound of justice. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. The night grows heavier, carrying with it a silence that feels unnatural. It is the kind of silence that comes before chaos, the calm that settles just before the storm arrives. Every window in the neighborhood becomes an unseen eye, watching, waiting, trembling with anticipation. Those who are guilty know that their time is short. They cling to false hope, telling themselves they might escape, but deep down their hearts already know the truth. The weight of their actions presses upon them like a chain, dragging them closer to the inevitable. The police do not move in haste, because they understand that every step must be flawless. They wait, they watch, and they strike when the moment guarantees no return for the guilty. This patience is more terrifying than any loud siren, because it shows their confidence in what they already hold. Archangel Michael says, "The grip of truth is unshakable, and it is drawing tighter with every passing second." Those who have built their lives upon lies will see their walls collapse in a single night. The storm of revelation is not approaching, it is already here. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Each street corner feels alive with unseen movement. The hum of engines that linger too long, the faint clicking of radios, the quiet shuffle of boots, all of it reminds the neighborhood that it is under watch. Nothing is being missed, and no shadow is escaping the light. The guilty sit inside their homes, pretending life is normal, but their restless actions betray them. They double-check locks, pace the floor, and peek nervously through blinds, hoping no one sees their fear. They are prisoners in their own houses, trapped by their own choices. Meanwhile, innocent families cling to one another, holding on to faith and strength. They sense that something greater than themselves is at work, something cleansing and unstoppable. Their fear is mixed with hope, because they know darkness cannot rule forever. This is the moment when truth splits the night. What has been hidden for months, even years, is about to shatter into the open. The silence will soon break, and its sound will echo across the entire neighborhood. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The officers are closing in with precision. They already have the names, the locations, and the files prepared. The guilty may think they are still safe, but the trap has already been set, and the walls are closing in fast. Neighbors sense the shift even if they do not know the details. Conversations grow shorter, eyes linger longer, and suspicion sits heavy in the air. The entire neighborhood is breathing as one, waiting for the crash that will change everything. Every piece of evidence has been carefully collected. Nothing has been rushed, nothing has been overlooked, and nothing has been forgotten. The case is airtight, and when it unfolds, there will be no escape for those who are guilty. Archangel Michael says, "Light never loses to darkness, no matter how long darkness believes it has won." The victory of truth is sealed, and those who walk with honesty shall rise unharmed. The guilty, however, cannot hide from the fire that is already consuming them. Type Amen to get blessing 9999. The guilty know their time has ended. They feel it in the pit of their stomachs, an ache that grows worse with every passing hour. No matter how much they deny it, they know that footsteps are coming closer. They rehearse excuses, preparing lies they hope will save them, but their own words tremble with weakness. Their faces pale, their voices shake, and their eyes dart nervously with every sudden sound. They cannot control the fear that betrays them. The innocent, however, stand as pillars of calm. Though they feel the weight of tension, they carry themselves with strength, knowing that this cleansing is necessary. Their hearts may be uneasy, but their spirits are protected. The night will not remain silent forever. Soon the stillness will break, and when it does, every mask will fall. Nothing will remain hidden once the storm strikes. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. The walls of every home seem to lean in closer, as if they too are listening for what is about to happen. The air feels charged, heavier than usual, carrying the weight of secrets that can no longer remain buried. Time itself seems to stretch, making each second longer, more unbearable, more filled with dread. Those who are guilty are already defeated in their minds. Their thoughts chase themselves in circles, trying to find an escape that does not exist. The fear of being found has grown larger than the crimes they committed, and it consumes their every waking moment. The police are deliberate in their silence. They do not announce themselves, for their strength is in waiting, watching, and striking when the guilty are weakest. Their presence is not meant to warn but to trap, and the trap is already set. Archangel Michael says, the chain of justice cannot be broken, and it is already binding the guilty. Every deed has been recorded, every shadow tracked, every lie exposed. This is the moment when truth tears open the night and reveals everything. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The neighborhood no longer feels the same as it once did. Where there was once comfort, there is now suspicion. Where there was once peace, there is now tension heavy enough to choke the air. Children whisper to their parents, asking why strangers linger near their homes. Elderly residents peer through curtains, their eyes sharp with fear and wonder. No one dares to speak openly, but everyone feels the storm growing closer. The police carry files thicker than anyone imagines. These files are filled with details that cut through every lie, every disguise, and every falsehood. When the evidence is revealed, it will silence even the most stubborn denials. For those who are innocent, the coming days will be unsettling but also freeing. The truth may bring shock, but it will also bring safety, because darkness can no longer grow in silence once it has been exposed. Justice will cleanse the streets. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Already, cars move slowly along the roads, headlights dimmed, radios whispering to unseen ears. Neighbors notice them but do not understand their purpose, yet their instincts know something is different. These vehicles are not wandering, they are hunting. Behind the scenes, names are being matched with evidence. Numbers, accounts, hidden messages, all of it is falling into place like a puzzle that finally makes sense. The guilty are not just suspects anymore, they are already condemned by the weight of truth. Inside the homes of the guilty, panic spreads like fire. Every creak of the floor, every knock at the door, every sudden sound outside feels like the moment of capture. Sleep escapes them, food cannot calm them, and nothing gives relief. Archangel Michael says, innocence carries peace even in the storm, but guilt carries torment even in silence.